Hi everyone, it's Jen on the go. Welcome back to this channel, or if you are new here, welcome to this channel. An Instacart shopper finally received an email response from Fidji Simo. She sent this email to me so that I could share it with all of you. In this email, Fidji states that the bots are a top priority. Yet we have a brand new bot solicitor right here on YouTube trying to tug at the heartstrings of Instacart shoppers. He uses footage from both my channel and the channel of Gig Nation to urge shoppers to play the system right. This is today's video topic, so stay with me. Okay, let's go. In August, most Instacart shoppers should have received the email directly from Fidji Simo, where she is asking shoppers for their thoughts or suggestions for improvement. A shopper who is also a viewer on this channel did hear back from Fidji on September 27th. She forwarded me that email and gave me permission to share this email with all of you. Here is the email to this shopper, Jackie, from Fidji Simo. Hi Jackie, thank you very much for reaching out and for the warm welcome. I greatly appreciate you opening up and sharing a bit about who you are on a personal level and your journey that brought you to Instacart. I admire your strength and perseverance, and I'm glad to hear that shopping with Instacart has helped with your agoraphobia. My mom suffered from it for years, so I know how hard it is. Thank you for sharing your personal story. I also appreciate you sharing your feedback and want to do my best to address it. Batch availability is based on a number of factors, including customer demand, where you're located, eligibility, such as alcohol or prescription certification, and then additional factors like ratings and accuracy. And of course, shoppers always have the option to shop whichever batch they want to choose. In addition, we recently introduced a new map view that lets shoppers see nearby stores and highlights the locations that are busy. That being said, I want to reassure you that I'll be sharing your feedback and experiences with our teams. In regards to your comments on bots, security is a top priority here at Instacart, and we've made a number of strides to stop bad actors. First and foremost, any shopper found to be providing their personal login information to an unauthorized third party will be deactivated. Additionally, we have a few measures in place to prevent shoppers from shopping on multiple phones. Our selfie check feature asks shoppers to take a photo of themselves to make sure they're the person who is associated with that account. You can also only be logged into your account on one device, and you can't switch devices in the middle of a batch. So given that all shoppers are thoroughly background checked and can only use one account, there shouldn't be instances of individuals using multiple phones. If you do see this, please reach out to our care team and notify them. Thank you again for taking the time to reach out and share your story and feedback. The entire Instacart team appreciates everything you do to support your customers in the community. Take care, Fidji. Jackie did such a great job in providing her feedback to Fidji Simo. Her letter to her was beautifully written. I'm going to put some of that letter in the description box below just for the sake of timing on this video. So if you are interested in reading what Jackie wrote to Fidji in order to get a response back, again, I will put some of her email in the description box below for you to read. Also, what are your thoughts about Fidji Simo's response to this Instacart shopper? Jackie, I really want to know. Was it authentic? Was it heartfelt? Did you buy it? My personal thoughts are, I thought it was nice. Of course I thought it was nice. Why wouldn't it be nice? I also thought it was predictable and safe. Not much can actually change through politically correct canned email responses, although I did think it was and is a nice gesture from Fidji Simo. The frustration lies with shoppers who are truly tired of feeling like they are being taken advantage of. And yes, I get it. Instacart shoppers who aren't happy with the orders should not be accepting the orders. I agree. Don't take the orders, but not all shoppers are doing that. And unless Instacart's bottom line is affected, they're going to continue to pull the rope in their direction. So while you have Instacart pulling the rope in one direction, the shoppers are on the other end of that rope, pulling it in the opposite direction. So with Instacart pulling on this side and shoppers pulling on this side, it's creating great tension in the middle, and nothing will ever get resolved. And the more these emails are distributed, it looks great. It's giving shoppers hope, which is a great thing. However, to not really acknowledge what is happening to Instacart shoppers is negligent. It is not being truthful. By just telling shoppers what they want to hear and not putting action behind what Instacart is stating, it's lip service. It sounds good. It's politically correct, but it isn't working because guess what? Shoppers aren't being heard. Emails like this don't help if nothing is fixed. Here's a comment from a shopper I just received. She states, "This just happened to me today. I feel horrible. I communicated with the customer, sent pictures, etc., and they both yanked my tip. I was shocked because it was my first $40.77 batch for 2 orders that were fairly close to each other, so I took it. After I delivered it, I looked at it only to see both customer A and B yanked the tip from me. Customer A tipped $10 and customer B tipped $12.50. Both yanked, and I ended up with $18.27 for 38 items. I feel terrible. I'm really down right now. I don't have a gas-saving vehicle. $18 isn't even half a tank for my car. My situation is tough right now, so Instacart is my only source of income. I also do DoorDash. I put myself at risk for COVID, and with how terribly badly smoky it is where I live, it's basically raining ash. I just feel used and taken advantage of." This really is what's happening. So when there are other viewers and shoppers out there watching this channel who say things like, "This is your fault for getting yourself in this situation," I would say, where's the empathy? Where's the compassion? Where's the understanding for a fellow human being who is clearly struggling? And yes, we are all independent contractors. But regardless of whether someone is an independent contractor or a W-2 employee, every single human being deserves a wage with dignity. Instacart shoppers are so incredibly disappointed at how dismissive Instacart is being. And so many Instacart shoppers, believe it or not, love being Instacart shoppers. They are proud to work for Instacart, proud to represent them as their frontline workers, their brand ambassadors. So when they have an issue, such as a customer reports fraud, the batch payment drops, there is tip baiting happening, and Instacart just sends an email that politically checks all of the boxes, it just further perpetuates this vicious cycle of Instacart being on one side of the rope and the shoppers on the other. Again, there's this tension in the middle that doesn't have to be there. Shoppers would love for Instacart to actually be truthful and to acknowledge the mistakes that Instacart has made. And they've made plenty. Shoppers make plenty of mistakes too. It works both ways. Instacart needs to acknowledge that they do have customers that are bad actors. They do have fraudulent customers that cheat the system. And unfortunately, shoppers have to pay the price when they do. There is tip baiting that is happening. The batch payments did drop. Instacart is tripling these batches in order to hide the non-tipping customers. We just want them to be truthful and to acknowledge, instead of saying all of these canned responses, that, you know what, this has happened to shoppers. It is not okay that shoppers have been unfairly deactivated for this reason or that reason, or because a customer committed fraud. But instead, they send a beautifully written email, which again was kind, that just doesn't accomplish anything. In this email to Jackie, Fidji does address the matter of the bots, which is a good thing. She does acknowledge that security and the bots is a top priority. Yet the bots are here, and they are in fact dominating in a lot of markets. So instead of Fidji Simo stating that bots and security are a top priority, I said this before, please, let's call a spade a spade. The bots are still here. Instead say, we know that the bots are a problem. We know that these bots are taking batches from our vetted shoppers. We are working hard to control these bots, and here is what we are doing. Not only are shoppers in competition with these bots are potentially a threat to customers as well, because the people that use the bots aren't necessarily vetted Instacart shoppers. And that alone is putting Instacart customers at risk. The bot solicitations, in fact, are at a record level high. I'm sure you see them being sold all over social media. And speaking of bots being solicited, I received an email from a viewer who stated this: "Hey Jen, what are your thoughts on the YouTube user who posted a video with you in it. He was promoting the auto clicker bot, and then he sent me the YouTube link. I'm going to give you guys a little quick peek at what he's talking about.
In this video, I'm going to share with you everything I did to earn $500 plus a day as an Instacart shopper so that you are aware of the truth and have the opportunity to make more money. Hey guys, Robinhood Chris here. This is my first video, and I feel the need to create this channel and video because there's a lot of information being hidden from you as an Instacart shopper. And as a shopper, you should be in the know to what's happening, what you're up against, and what's actually going on in the Instacart platform right now. Before the tips and tricks that I know now, my goal was to pay off my student loans, feed my family, and live comfortably. If you have similar goals, I'm sure that you can relate. Once I've discovered the Instacart, I fell in love with the idea of the Shoppers app because it allowed me to be my own boss and I didn't have a limit of how much I can make. When I first started, I thought I was going to make easily $300 a day, like you see from other shoppers on YouTube. But the exact opposite happened. I only made $80 my first day and $300 my first week. I was disappointed and couldn't understand how other shoppers made it look easy. I've also noticed that I wasn't receiving as many batches like other shoppers, but I wasn't going to give up and made it my mission to figure out how to make $300 a day like other shoppers. So I did research and everything has changed for me from there on. I wish Instacart would have had this training program for new shoppers, but from what it looks like is that they don't even care about their shoppers and only care about their batches getting delivered as quickly as possible. That upsets me. But I had two choices: hate the game and complain, or learn how to play it right. The three important changes I made to dramatically transform my income on Instacart.
Before I show you a little more, I do want to let you know that I did report this YouTube channel directly to YouTube, and then I also reported it to Instacart. So just so you know, I did report it, but here's some more.
It was overwhelming to choose one because they were all so good. And by 12 p.m., I've already made $200. I learned that the reason why the morning shifts have so many batches is because people are busy during the day. So it's more convenient to get out there first thing in the morning because they want to get it out of the way. On top of that, there aren't that many shoppers up in the morning, which means less competition and more pay. Next is that having an autoresponder. Customer service is key. We must remember that this app is a tip-based service. And to get good tips, I knew I had to stand out by providing the best possible customer service. Most shoppers don't communicate with their customers, which is a lot of money you're leaving on the table. Ways that I provide good customer service is letting them know that I'm doing their order, making sure if they need anything else before I leave the store, and giving them options if something isn't in stock. I understand too much back and forth can take too much time, and I hate wasting time, which is why I use an autoresponder to give the perfect customer service and save time so that I can make my tips and do more batches. I recommend downloading any auto-paste keyboard apps. I'm sure you now notice that there's a big shift in the Instacart algorithm where batch payments decrease. When using Instacart, I couldn't find it reasonable anymore to accept any batches for how low the price is and how ridiculously far it is. I wasn't the only shopper who faced this problem. Here's a credible shopper on YouTube who faces the same issue.
Instacart is taking advantage of their shoppers for their advantage and benefit. There are very few Instacart shoppers who have not experienced this significant drop in batch payment amounts. Again, for most Instacart shoppers, these batch payments are a complete joke. It's because Instacart has made it impossible for me to, in good faith, accept one of these batches. I'm going to give you a sampling right now of what the batches in my area have been looking like. Let's start with this one, $12.01.
Luckily, I found a solution to the problem of the awful batches.
So nice, right? Another YouTuber, Gig Nation, was also featured in this bot solicitation. I'll show you a little bit right here.
Such shoppers that they will do something about it, but they never did. A very known gig expert with 44,000 subscribers made this video about Instacart Auto app as well, which is the very same app that I'm using since a year and a half ago.
Hey, let's actually get into the fun part and see how Instacart shoppers are using a new app to get them the best batches. And the guy, I mean, he sounds kind of genuine, to be completely honest with you. He says that it's only available on Android. If someone tells you that they have something available on iOS, they are probably lying because it is much more difficult to develop applications for the iOS platform. So, you know, he sounds like he's actually looking out for people in that sense. Doesn't have a ton of credibility, but this guy seems to be, somewhat nice about it, and he shows you the app. He showcases everything. So he'll set his minimum, how much he wants to take on a batch, where he wants to shop batches, what the distance is, and then he literally just sits back and the batch comes to him. That's right, the app takes care of everything for him. So I don't know what he's doing during this free time. Maybe watching an episode of The Tiger King, maybe doing something else online. Who knows? But he's got this free time because he's not actually looking at his app anymore. He's doing other things while this app is doing the hard work for him.
A lot of shoppers are using this app right now and you're missing out. The app is still running strong and everyone who decides to use the auto clicker app are getting the best highest paid batches, including myself.
Again, just as Fidji requested, I did report this bot solicitation user YouTube channel directly to the Instacart care team. So we should be good now, right? Again, please let all of us know in the comments section below your thoughts about this letter from Fidji Simo. And if you've also received a letter, you can either email that to me and I will share this on this channel, or you can share with all of us in the comments section below. That way we can compare the letters to determine if these are really personalized or if they are more the canned robotic responses that they seem to be right now. I appreciate and respect every single one of you, and thank you so much for the time you give to me and all of us on this channel. There are a lot of regulars that keep coming back, offering their advice, their perspective. There's a lot going on right now with Instacart shoppers, and not all shoppers are on the same page, and that is okay. But offering your feedback, your opinion on this channel truly helps all of us in at least trying to get to a common ground. More on that though in an upcoming video. Thank you all for watching. Thank you for your support and again, your engagement. Until we meet again, I will see all of you in the next video.